Hi, I'm Adam Shiva, and today I'd like to talk about something that's a little edgy for me. It's something I'm so passionate about that I'm often afraid that I'll get so fired up I'll alienate people. But I'm gonna go for it, be myself, and let's just see something really close to my heart. So, there are all these things that are non-infectious diseases. MS, cancer, Parkinson's, dot, dot, dot. And they don't have a bacteria or a fungus, a virus that causes them. Where do they come from? Currently, most of the medical research focuses on what genes might cause these things. What are the factors that encourage this? Well, I think that the factors for each of these that is not being researched and is the most important area that we need to focus on in the future is micronutrient deficiency. I think that all of these non-communicable diseases are from our body running out of an essential nutrient. Potentially, there are genes that associate with them, but what that gene says is when you run out of riboflavin, your body's effect is to experience depression as the cause of this thing. It's when the system is breaking down, here's how it's going to break down. The system shouldn't be breaking down. But it is because our food system is lacking in these micronutrients. What do I mean by micronutrients? I mean what we usually call vitamins and minerals. But there's certain things that are phytonutrients that haven't been listed as an essential vitamin because we didn't yet understand how important they are. If you look at any particular plant, it has like hundreds of constituents. And so to say that just the couple dozen we've worked out of as essential are the only ones that matter is a little reductionist. But our ability to get these micronutrients is really related to our long-term health. My understanding is that our food system has become so depleted. Between the 30s and the 60s, tests said half as many nutrients. The next 30 years, half. Between the 90s and today, half. So if each 30 years there's half as many nutrients, we really are in this situation where as many nutrients as we're getting from our whole food system is being passed down through the health of our grandmothers to our mothers, of the greatly much more nutrient dense foods they had access to and their ability to pass down those nutrients directly to us. And I think that as people have these like, well, that's just getting older issues. That's just you burning through your nutrient stores without having a way to replete them. Okay, so hold on, man. If the issue is micronutrients, then the people taking vitamin mineral supplements should be like way healthier than everyone else. And there's no evidence that points to that clearly. What's up, man? Well, most of those research studies are done with something that looks a little bit like a Centrum Silver, one of these mass market vitamins. They use elemental nutrients and they're putting them in at a level that like looks to be sufficient, but the absorption is between 10% and 0.5%. We're not getting what we need from them, and we can't really store nutrients that are in these elemental forms. What I mean by an elemental form is that the kind of iron you get from eating an iron-rich vegetable, let's say spinach, or an iron-rich animal food, which is not the same as an iron-rich animal food, which is not the same as tiny ground-up slivers of iron. But when you buy some Total and it has iron in the nutritional facts, and then in the ingredients it says reduced iron, that's ground up chips of iron. And that's a lot of the supplementation phase. It's stuff that our body, it might make us sufficient for that very day, get our blood levels up. But our body sees it as poisonous and tries to flush it from our system as fast as possible. It doesn't store it, and it can't lead to the long-term health. So there's this idea called triage theory, which is that our body avoids serious mineral deficiency, like immediate horrible symptoms, but has long-term breakdown that comes from enzyme systems not working functionally. And that's this idea that like, well, there's certain things we have to attend to for the body to survive. And there's things that might cause long-term damage and effects, but we have to let that go because we don't have the nutrients to deal with it. So, my understanding is that we don't need more superfoods. We don't need some super supplement. The issue actually comes right down to soil science. Even your organic foods are not as nutrient dense as you might hope because supplementation of the soil focuses on nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. What does our body need? Well, it needs minerals, but it needs something like 70 to 90 minerals, mattering on who you ask. That's not just those 3 that are going to make the plant grow faster. So, the way we have to deal with this is really reconsider the health of our soil, and the way that we grow food has to be rethought out to make a healthier soil, a healthier planet, and healthier people. This even matters if you're eating wild foods. Clear cutting causes the seeping and damage of our soils. Even the wild soils kind of need tending in a way. I think this is an interesting area that our culture really needs new pursuit, new conversation around. There are so many more resources I have around this, and providing them. I'd love to answer your personal questions, whatever it is that you really want to know more about, whether it's nutrition, relationship, any number of things that I'm focusing on here. Please just leave a comment below. I hope you'll subscribe and share this with a friend, because I'm trying to create meaningful resources that lead to a more fulfilling life and a greater level of health and satisfaction. I care about you a lot. Thanks so much.